Testing, testing. Hello. Sorry, the microphone wasn't working for a bit. Hi. Welcome. You may notice that things look a little different around here yet again. um, right. So I suppose I have a little explaining to do. Also, I did just wake up, so I am feeling the best I could possibly feel at this current moment. I'm at the point now where I wake up and I don't hear my alarm go off, which I've been struggling with for like the past 10 years. Even though I have like a really loud alarm clock and the volume all the way turned up, it's a whole thing. But anyway, enough about that. Hi, welcome. Yeah, so things look a little different around here. I'm trying out a new dev level, one that has barely any distractions to it and is like purely functional. Also, oh boy, hold on. All right, no, we're good. The player moves a bit differently, and the camera works a little bit differently too. That's because he is different. He's a completely different blueprint for the character. He still has, the same abilities. He can jump farther when moving and jump higher when he's standing still. You'll notice that I don't have any jump animations. That's something that we'll do today. Right, so the reason why he's completely different is because I have been doing some code cleanup. So I have now two versions of the character. The first version, let me just pull them up, is, I still have him, obviously, in case anything goes wrong. So let me just open him up real quick, if it'll cooperate with me. There he is. So this is the first character, which is fine, The code is, segmented off into these, commented out chunks. So, this is, him being able to move. This is the camera movement script. This is him jumping, which is a lot, but, it's fine. Dodge roll and sprinting, getting up and down from a ledge, which is something we'll have to do today, too. And then, the whole ledge grab function thing's going on right here. Let me pull up Jimmy 2. This is it. It's a lot more organized and a lot more neat and compact. So basically what I have going on here is I have all the conditions that need to be met in order for the ability to happen, and then the ability is stored in a macro. So here's the ability right here. Here's the ability to move. So the ability is toggled every tick that the stick is pressed in a direction, and it takes two input values, an X and a Y. So the X goes into one movement input and the Y goes into the other. And X is left to right and Y is forward and back. So I have the camera's forward and right vector here. Which is, I could take the character's forward and right vector, but then that would essentially mean the character would need to be controlled using tank controls, which no one would want. So that's why we're basing the movement off of the visible camera's forward and right vector. Anyway, we have the ability to move the camera, which looks like a lot, but it's, it's fine. I could probably make these a little bit more compact here. So all this is doing is, if I could just explain, all this is doing is taking the X and Y value of the stick, multiplying them by a value in order to adjust the sensitivity. We're limiting the range of the pitch rotation between 2 sets of 45 degrees. So you can't look infinitely up or infinitely down. Then we're doing 2 things. One, we are rotating the camera, which is taking this pitch value and we're adding the let's see, we're adding the X rotation of the stick to the character's yaw control rotation, and we're making that a rotator, and we're setting it as the new control rotation of the camera. And then also down here we're zooming the camera, so this value here, if it's, let's see, if it's less than or equal to 0, so if it's at a certain value, I think 0 is looking directly behind the character. If that's true, then we're gonna interpolate the arm length of the spring arm right here from 250, which is, you know, here, this is the default, to 750, which is a more zoomed out camera. And we're normalizing the range from 0 to -45 because that's the limit of the camera rotation. So all that to say is that this is the same, but it's all done within a macro here, so it's not all laid out on the main event graph. The jumping is a lot more succinct because if you remember, right here, all this was just to be able to jump. Now we don't have any animations yet, and we'll get to that. But all this, so these are the conditions. We want the, well, I'll explain it over here because it looks better, to be clear. When you press the jump button, we want the character to not already be falling, and we want the character to be able to move. So, if those are true, I have another condition here. So all these conditions need to be met as well as its own ability condition. So I can easily turn off the ability to move, or move the camera, or to jump, or to dodge roll. Like, these are the toggles for which I could be like, you know, I don't want the character to move anymore. Bam, turn it off. But like, I like want all the rest of his abilities. So bam, turn it off. I don't want the character to be able to jump anymore. Bam, turn it off. You know, stuff like that. So within the jump macro here, all it's doing is, if it's within the stick dead zone, meaning if the stick isn't being moved, then it's going to skip over this. But if it's not, we're going to set the rotation to the direction of the stick. So the player, if the player is in the middle of rotating towards the direction, it automatically snaps to that direction that he's rotating in. He's always facing the way the stick is being pressed, if that makes sense. Then, if the stick is being pressed, which I might want to change this, but if the stick is being pressed further than halfway, then he'll either do his long jump or his standing jump. And then it'll tell the character to jump. So that's that. And then finally, down here, we have our ability to dodge roll. So again, just like the jumping, we want our character to not be falling and to be able to move. So if those are true, then we'll ask if he can't even dodge roll in the first place, and if that's true, we'll make it so that he's not able to dodge roll. We'll do the rotate towards the direction of the stick thing again. We'll play the dodge roll animation, and then we will set the character movement to the sprinting speed. Now, when the animation is completed, or if it gets interrupted for any reason, we will be able to dodge roll again. So, while the button is still being held, the sprint speed will be at, the walk speed will be set to the sprint speed. If we let go of the button, all it'll do is it'll just reset the speed of the character back to the default. And that condition will be fired when the stick is less than, I should probably make this, if the stick is being pressed less than halfway, or if the button is let go. So yeah, that's basically all there is to it. We need to re-implement the, let's see. I do just want to see something real quick. If I could get the character's velocity. Let me just see what comes up when I type in velocity. I mean, it's fine. It's not gonna matter that much. I'm just curious. Maybe it's under character movement. Nah, let me just type like get velocity. Okay. I'm just curious. If I get an event tick and print string, and then I get the character's velocity, I'm just curious what comes up. Is it the same as the walk speed? Okay, it is. But it also shows the direction. I think I want to get the vector length as well for this. Length XY. And we'll see what comes up here. Right. So if the stick is being pressed at its full capacity, then the character moves at the velocity of the walking speed. So perfect. I think I want the jump to be based on the velocity. So instead of if the stick is halfway pressed, we'll get the velocity. We'll get the XY length. And if this value, I'm thinking if this value is greater than 100, because 100 is the walking speed, if I remember correctly. Yep, that's the walking speed. So if it's greater than 100, then we'll do our long jump. And then if it's less, we'll do our standing jump. Let me just see if that works. So it's less than 100. I think that's the standing jump. Yep, that's the standing jump. I know because you have less air control when you're doing your standing jump. And then when you're running, yep, that's the long jump. Perfect. All right, that's what I wanted. So we don't need this anymore. Right, so and the reason why I'm doing all this as well is in case I want to reference any of these abilities or have these abilities be triggered by some other means. So I can easily just, like, if something happens, I can make the character move on their own with a predetermined X and Y value. So, for example, I could just, like, oh, I don't know. Well, it'd have to be, like, every tick, right? So, move is probably a bad example. But, for example, if the character needs to jump without pressing the button, then I could just take the jump ability and calculate all this stuff, and then that'll work. But yeah, it's just basically if I want to use any of these abilities later, they're all in neat little macros and I can reference them later. And the reason they're in macros and not in functions is because macros have the ability to not only have multiple execution pins, but also can store animations. Well, not just animations, but any node that uses time as an indicator to execute code. So that's what the little clock up here means, is it's a node that uses time in order to execute code. So, for example, this uses how much time is left in the animation in order to determine when these fire. So either when the animation is completed, or when it gets interrupted, or, for example, if I had a notify on frame, 5, then, you know, this would fire on frame 5 of the animation. You get it. You get it. Goodness, I am hungry. Luckily, I do get paid tomorrow, so I should be able to get me some pizza at some point. Anyway, I'm stalling for time. This might be a shorter, more chill stream. So yeah, I'm just gonna... I need to re-implement the ledge grabbing, I think, is the most important thing. So we're just gonna... Let's see. The ledge grabbing is done in the event tick because we are checking if we're able to grab the ledge. And this is basically all this is. I might just copy and paste this code because this doesn't really matter, because it's all on a function anyway. But all this is doing is, on execution, it is basically, let's see. It's basically creating a sphere somewhere in front of the player. And then if there isn't anything that hits this sphere, then it executes this, which is a line trace, which is... Oh man, I am too tired for this. Basically, it's determining if the ledge is way too high for the player to grab onto, and if it's not, then this is drawing a line in front of the player. Well, it's drawing a line in front of the player coming down, so it's seeing if there's an object hitting it from a line that is coming down in front of the player, and then also a line in front of the player. So it's grabbing the exact position of the edge of an object. So if both these conditions are true, excuse me, then it activates this function, which basically snaps the character to the ledge. And then there's separate events that there are separate events that basically determine like how to get up from the ledge and stuff, which I think is stored. Right, it's stored here, the up and down. So this is basically what this is. So this shouldn't be too hard to re-implement. I just need to basically copy and paste this function. So yeah, that's fine. Of course. There we go. There we go. So this fires every tick. Oh, we can get rid of that. So we do need to create some variables. So we could just go ahead and do that. So we can just do that. We can just do that. Or we can do that. Perfect. And we really only want this to activate if the character's fallen, which is done. Yeah, because all I have over here is, are we able to check to see if there's a ledge? So actually, just for the purposes of keeping this code consistent, I'm just gonna rename it to fit better. So we need to create a new graph, and we'll call it event tick. We'll add that, and then basically is the character falling? This is really the only condition we'd have to check. So if that's true, then are we able to check if there's a ledge? This will be an ability I can turn off. So if that's true, then we'll do our ledge check. So we could just bam, there we go. Actually, here, I have a better... Well... Here, I have a better idea. We can get rid of this. We can get rid of this. That's fine. Because over here... here... For this branch. Well, we'll just get rid of this branch. Because we can always check if there's a ledge available, but we might not always be able to, Why can I delete you? I have to compile. Why can I delete you? Delete. Backspace. Delete. Delete, delete, delete. We close and reopen? Okay, that's weird. Alright, we don't need that branch. This is the only condition. Is if we're falling, check to see if there's a ledge. And then, if there is a ledge... then we'll fire off an event in the event graph. A custom event. Ledge grab. Now, we'll have the branch come off here, and this will be our ability toggle. So are we able to grab the ledge? If so, then we will create a macro to hold all the code for grabbing the ledge. So we'll just do that. Perfect. So we'll just do that. And it's just going to have one input. It's going to be that. There we go. So we'll just drag you out here. There we go. And then that's where that lives. Of course, we need our up and down code as well. But in here, instead of copying and pasting, I am going to... I mean, I might copy and paste this, but I'm just gonna do the code again in case there's a better way I could be able to work through this. And I could talk y'all through it as I go. So I'm just curious if there's a way I can make this window remain on top. Oh well, it's fine. So, when we grab the ledge, okay, I see. We need to stop movement immediately. So if the character had any velocity, oh, so this window actually does stay in front. That is very convenient. The first thing we need to do is stop any velocity that is being inflicted upon the character. We will set the movement mode to flying because I'm gonna make this look a little better. That's the best I can do. I can't make this line straight, and that's gonna infuriate me, but that's fine. We need to set the new movement mode to flying so that no gravity is being inflicted upon the character. We're gonna make it so that the character isn't able to move. So we'll use our ability toggle to turn off the ability to move. Then we will play an animation. So the difference between these two is one of them is play montage, one of them is play animation montage. So if I pull this out here, then I have both examples. This play montage node is a node that uses time to execute code, whereas this node does not. So all this node is doing is telling the player to play an animation, but it's able to be executed alongside everything else. This node can do that as well, but it also has all these options as well. So I figure if we're going to play an animation, but we don't need to determine, like, based on time when code should be executed, I feel like this node will be better. Because I feel like less instructions are being given calling this node than this node. Therefore, fewer resources are being spent. So, there's the difference. Also, this node requires a mesh component, whereas this node does not. Which doesn't really matter, but it's fine. So we need the ledge grab montage, and we'll promote this to a variable. And then we'll just stick it with our other animation montage here. So the reason it's a variable is so basically I have this category here, and I can just literally reference these animations in case I need to change them out. I could just like go down a list of animations that all sit over here, and I could just go one by one changing out animations if I ever need to. I don't need to go sift through my code to be like, where is the specific animation being set at? So there we go, there's that. And then next thing we need to do is we need to basically snap the character to the ledge. So the component is the capsule component. So we'll just get that. Unless I could just use a move actor too. Or like set actor location. Set actor transform. Set actor, I mean, I don't need the scale. I can just set actor location rotation. Yeah, we'll try that, see how that works. And then this is basically the code that determines where on the detected ledge locations I need to basically snap the character to, so that we can just copy and paste this. and then I'll make a comment around that in a bit. So this is the rotation, and this is the location. So there we go. Perfect. And that's perfect because this is a node that uses time as an indicator, and this does not. So that's good. We do need a delay node. I guess maybe not necessarily. We'll see what happens. So... yeah, you know, I think this is good. You know what, we'll try this, and we'll see if it works. So we now need a ledge to grab onto, of course. So you know what I'm gonna do is I'm actually gonna delete this cube, and I'm gonna make this cube a bit bigger. So I'm just gonna stick this cube like halfway up into the ground here, and then I'm gonna make another cube, and we'll put it up there. And then what we can do too, we can take another cube, we can put it here, and then put it there. So we have two places. Actually, we don't need this cube. There we go. We have two heights. One the character can just jump up on, and the other the character has to ledge grab up onto. Let's see if this works. Right. Is it too high? Is it not? Up. Under... where are you? Where? Under event tick. Man, I don't want to have to troubleshoot code I already know works. Okay, so it is calling the ledge check node. Why can't I delete you? Why can't I delete you? Come on. That's annoying. Alright. In here. Let's turn on all of these so that we could see them in the level. Okay. Oh, that might be part of it. That is very small. Well, you know. It is hitting the wall. So why? Oh. Oh, it's because I'm stupid. It's because I'm stupid and dumb. It's because I'm actually dumb and stupid. The toggle for the ledge grab wasn't turned on. So I didn't have the ability to ledge grab. Yeah, that's better. Yeah, that's much better. And it works. So that's perfect. So we don't need, oh, where are you? Here we are. We don't need these to be turned on anymore. There we go. Alright, perfect. You can hold on to the ledge. Wonderful. And then I assume... perfect. Alright. So now we just need to re-implement the up and down code here. So I'm just gonna make a new variable here. Shout out to the green L block. Hey, welcome Wiljo. Welcome in. Hey Cole. What is this? Is this safe to view on stream? Hold on. Hold on. What is this? Oh, don't. Aww. That's sad. All that's saying is David McCallum passed away today. Darn. I've really enjoyed NCIS. And that's sad to hear. God bless him and his family. Alright, but anyway, yes, we got this to work. Also, hey, welcome in. We're doing code cleanup. So basically, I created a, David McCallum is the character that plays, the autopsy doctor in the show NCIS. So, that's who he is. And, my mom and I always watched NCIS, you know, back when I was living with her and all that. But yeah. So all we're doing is we are doing code cleanup. So I basically created also I did just wake up. So I am very low energy. We're listening to some of the Tetris Effect soundtrack, because it has a really good soundtrack. Yo, same. Yo, let's go. Right. So I created a whole new dev level just to get rid of any distractions, and I also created a whole new character blueprint with more organized code. So I'm just basically taking the code that I made from the original Jimmy script and putting it into the Jimmy 2 script, except all organized into what's called macros. So basically, all these abilities are held in these like containers, basically. Looks like a creepypasta location. I mean, you know, this does look like a location where it's like, I bought Mario 64 from a man in an alleyway, and this is the level that showed up, and then I saw Mario staring back at me, except he had blood in his eyes. Ooh. So yeah, I get the vibe. So we're re-implementing the ledge grab, and now I just need to re-implement the code for getting up and coming down off the ledge. So I'm debating whether or not I should do that within here or not. I mean, I guess, nah, I'll just do it out here. Halloween is close. Halloween is close. It's true. Oops, that's not what I meant. We need that. And we need that. So all this is doing is basically, right, well, we need a, Excuse me. I'm gonna just... So we do need a delay node coming off here. For 0.2 seconds. And then afterwards, we will say... Well, we'll call this... Currently ledge grabbing, because we are going to need this. So we'll set it from within here. Set it to true. So we need a branch coming off of here that asks if we are ledge grabbing. And then we'll do the same down here as well. And if that's true, let's see, how am I going to do this? It's not a matter of I don't know how I want this to work, because I already know. I already made code for it, and I'm literally copying it over. I just don't know how I want to organize it is all. I'm tapping into my OCD brain and being like, yo, how do I do this? Because sometimes it clearly knows better than me. So some of these are the same. So really, we just need, oh, here, I'll put it in a macro, but it's not necessarily an ability that needs to be toggled. So we'll call this ledge grab up down is what we'll call it, at least for now, until I can think of something better. It will take 2 execution inputs, one called up, one called down. And then we could just take this and put that in there. There we go. I almost wonder... Will I ever use this? Yes, chuck it on the desktop. If not, throw it in documents. That is a very fair organization method. Hey, if it works, it works. That's all I'm saying. Almost wonder if this will be too much. No, that'll be too much. I was thinking of creating an enumerator that says, is the character climbing up or going down, only so that I could be saved a few nodes. But, because whether or not you climb up the ledge or fall down from the ledge, most of these nodes are the same. It's just when you climb up, it plays an animation and launches the character up. That's literally all it's doing. So I do want to see if I can't... Oh, we got ladder climbing. I mean, it's ledge grabbing. That's all it is. So you know what? Here's what I'll do. I'll get rid of one of these inputs. And then we'll at least go until the paths diverge. So on started, we need to set currently ledge grabbing to false. We're going to set the new movement mode to falling. We're going to turn on our ability to move, so that is within here. And then this is where things get different. I almost wonder if I can create a Boolean where if it's true, you climb up the ledge, and if it's false, you fall down. So you know what? We'll do that. So if it's up, it's true. If it's down, it's false. So you know what? Why not? We'll do that. So if it's true, we'll play an animation montage. It'll be the ledge climb montage. Promote that to a variable. We'll throw it in with the rest of them. Beautiful. Excuse me. And then I don't know if we'll be able to make the character jump, so we'll do what we did over here. We'll launch the character. My favorite thing is I just love that there is a node in here just called launch character. It's very specific and yet very useful. So we'll do that. And then we'll set the air control for the character movement to the standing jump air control, which is 0.01. So we can do that. I do want to just launch him forward a little bit. So genuinely can't think of a game where the character doesn't get launched. Listen, it's so specific and yet so useful. Oh, Ace Attorney. Well, characters can get launched into prison. I mean, that's what you're doing, right? You're just launching the characters into prison. So right, I do want to launch the character forward. So we'll get the character's forward vector. We need to get the control rotation of the character as well, so that we can plug that in there. And then we can multiply this by float, and we could just say like I don't know, we'll say like 10 for now. And then we can add it. We can add 600 to the Z value, and then we can plug that in there. And then if we just want to drop down, all we do is we stop the ledge grabbing animation montage from looping, and we just have them fall. 2 minutes for a video's intro. I hate to say it, but I think, yeah. I think all in like, if you're talking about an intro in terms of like, hey, this is who I am, this is a brief explanation of the video you're about to watch, please enjoy. Like, for that kind of intro, depending on how long it takes for you to explain the contents of the video before you get into it, I don't think 2 minutes is too long. It's the explaining why Chikorita sucks segment. Then, okay, in that case, it's fine. I was for some reason thinking intro meaning like those like dumb like spinny text intros where it's like we're gonna spend like 30 seconds just throwing video gamey compilations over dubstep while my name spins around, and then another 30 seconds of be sure to smash that like button, be sure to like, comment, and subscribe, and check out my social media. Like, if your intro is that for 2 minutes, then I'm gonna click off. But if it's like genuinely explaining the contents of the video, then yeah, 2 minutes should be fine. Because I've seen my fair share of videos like that where it's like you have your name spinning in like 3D graphics while you're like panning the camera over your video game collection, and you know, have like, you know, compilations of like retro games playing, and while this dubstep's going, and then the whole be sure to smash that like button. I don't even think I introduced myself, I just jumped into it. Then yeah, perfect. 2 minutes should be fine. Okay. So there is a little problem, and that is when the character jumps up, it automatically sticks back to the ledge again. So I'm thinking I'm gonna turn off the ability to ledge grab. And then after a delay of, we'll say like half a second, you get edge guard if we can't ledge grab. No! I know, I'm sorry, I have to turn it off. My biggest regret. But don't worry, we're gonna turn it back on after a half a second delay. Or actually, let's make it more like 2 seconds. We want it to be pretty long before you're able to ledge grab again, I think. because assuming that you're not going to be able to... Well, actually, we don't have to make it 2 seconds. We can make it like 1. Because I have a feeling there's not going to be an instance where you let go of the ledge and you need to grab onto another ledge before a second pass. So that should work. Yeah, that's better. Oh, that works beautifully. And then you can drop down, grab the ledge from any angle. I feel like the air control should be... Like I said, I do want to launch them forward. I don't know why. Let me just set it to an insane value. Just to test it. You're climbing something with a bunch of close ledges in a row. Yeah, that's why I think 1 second will be good for a delay. Whoa. Whoa, okay. So it is launching him forward. That is good. I do think maybe he needs to be launched higher. We'll try like that, and then we'll try like that. Let's see how that works. Okay, so he is getting launched higher. Maybe that's a little too high. Basically, I want it so that if you're not pressing the stick... Is it based on the camera? A weird feeling that's based on the camera. Oh, it's because I'm... Okay, I think I get it. I think that's what I want. Yeah, I used get control rotation, which is what I'm setting the camera to. So if I get the actor rotation... That's better. But it's not necessarily launching them forward. If I set this to an insane value, I'm just curious. Yeah, no, it doesn't really matter, does it? So... we can just get rid of that. And then we'll set the air control to like 0.1. So that, okay. So you can jump and then fall directly back onto the ledge again. But if you move the stick, then you move forward and you can climb up onto it. So that works. And it's all neatly organized into a nice little macro we got here. And there's not much to it, honestly. So that's so perfect. That is what I wanted. That is the point of this. There we go. We can just stick that there. So I'm grabbing a ledge for dear life while his legs was buried underground. Yeah, you know, maybe I should make another thing that says, yeah, if it's too low of a ledge, that basically puts him underground. Early game dev visual jank, of course. So yeah, maybe that's a problem I solve. And this, you know, it's another reason why I'm basically going through all my code again, is to basically find problems like that and snuff out all the bugs. That would be under event tick, the ledge check. I need to basically make another sphere trace directly below the character that asks if the character's too low to the ground. So basically we want nothing to hit this either. So let's see. I want a sphere with a radius of 10. Try that. Let's just see where this gets put. Just out of curiosity. So if we subtract like 100 from the Z value, from the actor's location, and it's drawing it every tick, let's see where that puts it. Yeah, honestly, that looks good. About there. We could probably even make it lower. So we could say like 150 units below the character will be where this sphere is. And actually, no, I don't want a sphere. I want a line that goes, well, no, a sphere will be fine, because I want the sphere to go from the character's location to 150 units below him. Yeah, that's better. Because now it's constantly hitting the floor. We can make this a little higher. It's just an actor's ride over lowers the access budget. Damn, world news going crazy. So, there we go. Perfect. Alright, so that didn't take too long to do at all. We don't even need this. So there we go. So now if a sphere coming from the character hitting the floor, or at least coming from the character going 125 units below him, if that sphere doesn't hit anything, then he's able to grab the ledge. So now we have a check to see if the ledge is too high and if the ledge is too low. Perfection. Oops, there we go. So there we go, we can grab onto that ledge. But not onto this one. Well, if I can line it up right. I mean, yeah, no, he can't grab onto this one. Perfect. Alright. Beautiful. So we can turn this off now. Be absolutely sure. Yep. Alright, perfect. We got it. We got it working. Alright, so that's ledge grabbing done. Now, let's work on what's next. Is that it? So I have movement, camera movement, jumping, dodge roll and sprinting, ledge grabbing, and climbing up and down. Yeah, so all this, well, all this is the code for the original Jimmy. And now it looks like this. It's a lot more manageable in these a lot more like organized chunks. It still kind of looks like a lot, but like some of the more advanced code is held nice and neat in these little macros here, which is perfect because now I have little like segmented off abilities. So I'm just gonna organize some of these variables real quick. We can put all these relating to ledge grabbing in here. There we go. Perfect. So what's next? Cleaning equivalent of shoving stuff in a closet so it doesn't look messy. Well, I mean, even in some of these macros here, I mean, I get where you're coming from, because like a lot of it is the same code, but I don't know, it looks nicer. It's like it's the cleaning equivalent of taking your like PC and all the wires coming out of it and putting it all in one of those like wire sleeves. You ever see those on like Amazon? It's like one of those like it's just like a sleeve that you velcro around all your wires to keep them all together. It's the cleaning equivalent of that one Simpsons meme with him looking nice and neat and presentable in front of his wife, and then just his back fat is all clamped behind him. It's that equivalent. So yeah, so what's next? Where do I have... I think, okay, it's under here. So this is all the code I have. So this is all the code I have for the attacking. Maybe we implement that next. I think I might end stream. I haven't had anything to eat today. I just woke up. And I'm just going to relax for a bit before I continue because this is very intimidating. So I might just do that off stream. Hopefully by the time the next stream happens, I should be done cleaning up the code and we should be able to do something more productive. Not to say this wasn't a productive stream. Progress was indeed made. We did clean up a lot of the code from the first character, and it looks a lot neater. So, thank y'all for watching. Hope y'all enjoyed. We could probably raid someone. I mean, I don't know how many viewers I have. I think, okay, yeah, it is only you. So it's fine. I'll just end stream. Thank you for watching. Hope you enjoy. I'll see you on Friday. And, yeah, hopefully we'll be able to make some more progress. Until then, take care.